You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of the Geriatric Mamas podcast. On today's episode, we're talking about the viral bike video by the Spain-based sportswear brand Siroko, which went viral due to society's growing concerns about giving children cell phones due to the risk of addiction and the loss of childhood. We're going to talk about the age requirements most parents set for their children to have cell phones versus their preparation and maturity level requirements. One 2021 U.S. study found that 83% of teens use a cell phone daily, with an addiction rate of 37%. However, phones are widely used by adolescents and teens as a helpful tool to communicate with their parents, connect socially, read new information, manage their health, sleep trackers, nutrition, etc., and help with their school studies. So how can we potentially solve the worry of our children developing an addiction so we don't have to keep handing them our smartphones when they need to look something up? Let's get into it. Please subscribe, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Mamas, I love a full and silky texture in my face creams because they feel so healing and comforting to my dry, thirsty skin. Well, the award-winning, best-selling, lightweight moisture release water cream by Honest Beauty called Hydrogel Cream refreshes and cools my skin on application and leaves a dewy finish. As I mentioned on the Hope episode, Kathy's Story, I love mixing Hydrogel Cream into my foundation for a healthy-looking glow. Infused with jojoba and squalene to help hydrate and soothe thirst, plus 2 sizes of hyaluronic acid to help soften and firm, reducing the appearance of fine lines. Honest Beauty's Hydrogel Cream will provide a beautiful glow for very dry skin. We're leaving the link below in our show notes. Drink up, mamas.
Mamas, I want to have rosé all day, have fun, and let myself live a little without feeling drunk or feeling hungover the next day. So I treat myself by adding rosé tinted glasses to my sparkling water or lemonade. If you're like me and you're looking for calm daytime energy while feeling alert, present, and uplifted because, well, you know, you're a mom now. Adaptogenic and antioxidant-rich ingredients make rosé tinted glasses from Apothecary great for those battling feelings of stress and looking to curb signs of aging with improved skin tone and moisture. Its tincture format makes it easy to drop wherever you're making it. It's perfect for busy working moms, busy stay-at-home moms who are looking for mood and energy support on the go. We're leaving the link below and in our show notes. So cheers, mamas.
See, it's like I feel like I look good this time, but I honestly didn't think I looked that bad last recording until I was watching it back. And then I was like mortified.
But I was like, I knew because like I can kind of time it out. Like we both kind of tell each other when we're like starting our periods. So I was like, it's been a while. I bet she's luteal because like as soon as I saw your face, I was like, she's swollen. But I know you've like lost a ton of weight. So like, I know you're not like, I know you don't have the moon face. Like you might have had the moon face when you were pregnant, but you didn't show us very many pictures.
Oh, well, that's why, because it was hideous. Nobody needed to see that. Okay. Yeah. PSA, ladies, there's a time in your month, every month that you are just hideous. And it is strongly encouraged to not take photos, not do videos, maybe just not even go in public.
I mean, if you don't want to remember.
If you don't want to remember this time of your life. And it is when you're luteal, you have a spike in cortisol, you said, and you have like the moon face. And last week was it for me. I was full on moon face. I started it. I thought it was great. No contouring in the world could have prepared me for that because it was just... It was absolutely, I had no eyes. My cheeks took over the entire screen. I was raging.
So your face right now is like the size that my face was when we recorded last week. My face right now is the size of the middle of the month. So I am half moon face. And then at the end of this month,
You know what would be really funny? You know those like charts that show the moon in different phases? What if like each month it's just like our face, like every single week of the month, and it's just like you show it at different phases of the cycle?
Yeah.
I actually think we should do that. That actually should be a very interesting blog to show.
I love that
it's like, yes, it's like, don't like hate on yourself. It's not entirely your fault. My thing though is that fact that I have lost 40 pounds. And if I looked like that after having lost 40 pounds.
Listen, when you are sticks and bones, you are still at our age, this geriatric age, going to have moon face, because you can see on Instagram when people are like 90 pound, like 5'2", they're 90 pounds, they have moon face when they're luteal as fuck.
Yeah, but my point is like when I was plus 40 pounds, I was still getting moon face. Oh. So like, and now that I go back, there's some recordings that I'm like, even my lips are swollen. Like, what is happening? Like, it's not cute. It's not cute at all.
If I could have swollen lips and not a swollen face, that'd be okay.
Yeah, but it's like no eyes, wide nose, swollen lips, giant cheeks. Like it's just like little Miss Looney Tunes over here.
On those days, we need to go like this with our hair.
Just like go all emo. That's fine.
If you're on YouTube, you can see this. If you're on any other no. There we go. Look at this. Now I look like I did last week. There we go.
Oh, just like hide the cheeks. Yeah, it's fine. It's cute.
You can still see though. You can still see because I'm wearing a turtleneck, so it really emphasizes.
Okay. Well, another thing that I think we should shout out. This is our very last recording apart for a while.
Yeah.
Because our next recording, we're going to be together.
You're going to be home for almost 3 months.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sonia flies into Dallas next week. I'm going to go and get her, and it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be a fun road trip. We're already mapping out our stops. We're basing it around playgrounds and gonna try to stop at Dollywood. We have our snackle box ready. We're gonna have a little
Google the best lunch place in Dollywood.
Board.
So
yeah,
if anybody has a good lunch spot in Dollywood, please message us.
Bougie girl road trip.
Yeah.
In the works.
Right.
Check.
Bougie girl and bougie baby, because we're going to have Hayden.
Baby.
And we're going to take him to some good playgrounds.
Yes.
So
he's going to love it. I love how it's like this is the before of us like planning like what we thought it was going to be like. And then it's like we're going to have actual real life footage of us like on like 15 hours in, like hair looking all disheveled, Hayden screaming because he's just like so over our shit.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's fine. It's okay. It's all for the gram. We're doing it for you guys, really.
Right. 1000%.
All right. So let's get into it. This is episode 67. Cannot believe it. But before we get into this week's topic, Sonia had sent me this article a couple days ago, and we just want to share it because it's absolutely amazing. So scarymommy.com posted this article. So comedian wants to make the pain of fertility fails public. Seriously, why is it still so taboo? Yes.
And you know who wrote this article? This girl who every time we post something from Scary Mommy, it's always this one writer, Katie Garrity. I feel like she's like, she has us on radar, or we have her on radar. Like, seriously, this girl is hilarious. So she writes all the best articles. I'm not surprised that she's the one who wrote this one.
All right. So she writes, in an August 2024 Instagram post, comedian Jenny Yang shared a series of photos holding the ever popular letterboard. Typically, when these kinds of photos come across a social media feed, the letterboard bears a message about pregnancy or engagement or some other type of exciting milestone moment. And Yang's announcement took a very different spin on that. To quote one of her posts, "Trigger warning, miscarriage, IVF talk, scroll to see my failures," she wrote in the caption on the post. What if we shared fertility fails as a social ritual? The joys get to be public, but not the pain. Trying to get pregnant and failing sucks. In IVF, they even rub it in your face that you failed because each embryo gets graded. I never really thought about it like that, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Insults to injury. I did not come to this country to get bad grades, she jokes. So looking at some of her posts, like some of the letterboards, it was like, I can't remember to quote her specifically, but just remembering some of them, it's like 3 embryos, none of them made it. And then like the date, and then it was like just had a miscarriage, and then like 4 or 6 weeks, and then it's like the date, and it's just like, oh my God, like, but it's so true. Like you are just, it's taboo. So many, it's like women don't want to broadcast it because it's like, you don't want like a million people hounding you, but then that means like you're dealing with it alone. And so I appreciated her spin on it, because it is, it needs, we need to be able to feel like we can like share that, and you share it however you want. You don't need to broadcast it on social media, but it's a really good point that she makes.
And you know, another thing that just kind of like crossed my mind, I feel like at one point in like everyone's lives, they kind of like stopped talking about like the bad things or like the hard things, because it can come off as attention seeking. And by no means in this situation are people attention seeking. They're just trying to be honest.
Do you think it's the Instagram culture? Do you think it's the culture of like the like Instamom and like the influencers that show this picture perfect world and like not wanting to like show the struggle? Do you think?
That, and like also there's so many reasons, like not wanting to take away from people who are successfully pregnant, not wanting to, you know, get too much, not wanting to have people like give too much attention to them or whatever. But I know like some people are perfectly happy talking about their story, but other people are like, oh, well, they're just doing this to get attention or whatever. Like, I remember that kind of being a thing, like, I don't know, a few years ago, like anytime you talked about something that might not have been like the most rainbow magical kind of thing, you're like, oh, you know, they're just trying to get attention or whatever, you know? And it could be any tragic thing, like you're diagnosed with a disease or you're, you know, whatever.
I'm just like sitting here thinking though, like what kind of human though would have that reaction to somebody sharing they just had a miscarriage? Oh, she's just doing
somebody
that for
who
attention.
Gets like, zero attention or something. Like someone who has zero attention, who's clearly jealous of people who do get it. Like there's definitely that kind of person out there. I don't know. Maybe it's a narcissistic thing. I don't know a whole lot about like the exact characteristics of a narcissist, but
Oh, I've been reading up on narcissists.
Oh, have you? That's so interesting. You'll have to share. Do share. Clearly, I'm not educated.
Yeah, we're gonna have how long of a road trip? 6 days.
Yeah.
To just really get into it.
That's
You'll be fully educated on what a narcissist is.
So excited. It's gonna be great.
What it is and what it isn't.
Right.
People are very quick to call people narcissists, I've learned.
Yes, it is. It's actually like the new term that everyone's using.
If
anybody messes up in any way or does something wrong,
you're just a narcissist.
Immediately, it's a narcissist. They have a narcissist on their hands, and now they are a victim of narcissism. Okay, there we go. I'm not victim shaming because I'm sure a lot of people are.
Pretty sure my dog is a narcissist. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I don't think they have a choice because they literally have to be codependent.
They're so selfish.
Right.
Just kidding.
Oh, shit.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode.
On today's episode, we're talking about the viral bike video by the Spain-based sportswear brand Siroko, which went viral due to society's growing concerns about giving children cell phones due to the risk of addiction and the loss of childhood. We're going to talk about the age requirements most parents set for their children to have cell phones versus their preparation and maturity level requirements. One 2021 U.S. study found that 83% of teens use a phone daily, with an addiction rate of 37%. However, phones are widely used by adolescents and teens as helpful tools to communicate with their parents, connect socially, read new information, manage their health, aka sleep trackers, nutrition, etc., and help with their school studies. So how can we potentially solve the worry of our children developing an addiction so we don't have to keep handing them our smartphones when they need to look something up? Let's get into it.
So let's start with a summary of the bike video from today.com. The video by Siroko is about a young girl who's excited to receive a cell phone for Christmas. She very quickly becomes attached to the device, texting from her bed, taking selfies, playing mobile games, and typing while walking. She eats with her phone, is distracted by text messages while doing homework, and performs a social media dance with friends. Despite a growing sense of fatigue, she can't put the phone down. Is this about me? I'm feeling kind of personally attacked. I'm just kidding. The girl starts falling asleep in class, becomes the target of online bullying, and accidentally finds porn on a website. When her parents try taking the phone away, she screams hysterically. It's only when the girl sees a bike in her garage that she reacts with wonder. The video ends with the girl gliding down the street on a bike with the wind in her hair and a smile growing across her face.
So many people had a reaction to this video. So
that kind of, I mean, I know that's the point of it, but it's just like really sad. You know, I like back in our day, you know, it's true. It's like you come home when the street lights come on, you're out on bikes. Yeah. Literally, I would just be like on my bike and I would just go up and down the street. It was so dangerous, but just up and down the street. I'd go over to like my neighbor's house, even through the woods, just running through the woods, like with my cousin. And kids don't do that.
Right.
Yeah. Where they're built different.
Right. We didn't have the cell phone type atmosphere until we were like seniors in high school. Like we had them probably like, I would say probably junior year because they were becoming a thing, but they were definitely older than flip phones, I would say. They were like older than flip phones. And I remember texting at night. It was like I was texting. I don't know.
But think about when that was. I mean, that wasn't until
like these kids are starting early.
Yeah, they're starting so young. So
the article goes on to say, parents on Instagram and TikTok said the video's message was fantastic and worthy of a Super Bowl ad placement. So there are so many comments. I'm going to get into a few of them. So one of them said, "Why did this make me cry?"
It was me. I said that.
Right, exactly. Then another person said, "Childhood is worth protecting," which absolutely. Another person said, "It's not about kids at all. It's about all of us. Kids are just mirrors." And I feel like that's kind of true too. Another commenter said, "Our sweet children deserve better than this." Another one said, "This hits deep." Another commenter said, "Oh my God, this made me cry. I have a 6-year-old and I'm terrified what the future looks like with a digital device in her life." There are so many digital devices. Another one said, "So powerful." So you guys definitely check out this video. It's amazing. So statistics, half of teens said that they felt addicted to their phones in a 2016 Common Sense Media survey. And the survey also found that 72% of teens feel the need to immediately respond to phone notifications, and more than 1/3 of families said they argue over the topic of cell phones every day.
I'm trying to think about what was it when we were growing up. I guess really it was just like dinner, like no TV, right? Like, no wasn't TV, it just like no TV,
no
dinner,
radio, you're not going to your friends. Like, even when I was in, I don't know if this was just me, but like at my close-knit group of friends, like we had a couple of them whose parents were like, quote unquote, the cool mom. So they would have like late night garage parties just for the girls, and like they would make us a bunch of healthy like food, and we would just be like dancing to New Kids on the Block in the garage. Like making up dances to New Kids on the Block at like 7 o'clock at night. And then, you know, like we weren't allowed to do that if we were in trouble. Like that's what was taken away, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I remember like same thing. I feel like every millennial girl, that's what they did with their friends. That's like what the fun thing was. And it wasn't for social media. It wasn't for a video. It was just to be in the moment and have fun. Like, I used to dance. You did too. And so like I had all of these costumes, and we would like literally do our hair and makeup so ridiculous. Like we would do each other's hair and makeup so ridiculous. You were part of this a few times, and like put on like the ridiculous like costumes and just come out and have like a fashion show, and then like put on like a dance performance for like my parents. And we just thought it was like the funniest thing. And like, that's just like, and we were what? I mean, we were like what, like 16, 17 years old doing this, and 16, 17-year-olds now look like they're 30-year-old women, and you're just like, what is happening?
They're doing this for
like,
talent shows because they're actually talented.
Yes, and we were just like not talented at all, just like being ridiculous. So. In an article in Good Magazine about Bill Gates' smartphone rule states, according to the 2016 Kids in Tech, the Evolution of Today's Digital Natives report, the average age that a child gets their first smartphone is now 10 years old. I'm just thinking about... Girl, I was playing with Barbies at 13.
You know what I was doing at 10? What? So my friends and I were obsessed with like that Ace of Base song, and so we would call Q97.9 back to back to back until we got through on the landline. On a landline, we would be calling Q97.9 trying to get them to play I Saw the Sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. So I think that age is going to trend even younger because parents are getting tired of handing their smartphones to their kids, says Stacey DeBroff, chief executive of Influence Central, told the New York Times. Oh, God. 10 is already so young. It's a baby. James P. Steyer, chief executive of Common Sense Media, a nonprofit organization that reviews content and products for families, additionally told The Times that he too has one strict rule for his children when it comes to cell phones. They get one when they start high school, and only when they've proven they have restraint. No two kids are the same, and there's no magic number, he said. A kid's age is not as important as his or her own responsibility of maturity level. Okay, yes. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I took a long time to mature. I'm still not quite there. I'm still working on it, if we're
being
honest.
And it also has to do with, like, what you're, like, our parents weren't able to get to us young to educate us on things like this because this wasn't a thing until, like, legit cell phones did not become a thing until we were juniors in high school.
Right.
Like, it was not a factor.
And even then, it was like BlackBerry. It was we didn't even have like the iPhone. Like, that wasn't
not a factor.
The technology wasn't quite there. Like, you had to like be linked up to Wi-Fi for anything to do anything. So it wasn't as capable. Like social media still. Social media wasn't a thing in high school. So even though you had the smartphone, you didn't have social media because Facebook didn't happen until 2008.
Right. We just had, what was it called?
Oh, MySpace.
MySpace. We had MySpace.
But wasn't that after high school though?
That was
because MySpace wasn't. It was like the year after high school is when like MySpace really started.
Yeah. So this guy really brings up such a good point. You get to determine your requirements for your child. You get to prepare them to be able to meet the requirements to have a cell phone. And then you wait for them to consistently meet the requirements and go from there. It's genius. In all reality, they could demonstrate their ability to meet the requirement before entering high school, and that's really just his baseline. I mean, it's just like with, I think we've talked about this a few times the last couple episodes, that we get to prepare our kids, we get to educate them, and then see if they take the bait. And hopefully they do. And if our kids happen to mature earlier and are able to handle the things that come with a cell phone, including social media and all the things. So this next part of the article is going to kind of go into all those points that I was just making. So let's just get into that instead. It's way more educated. So in the article, PBS Parents also provided a list of questions parents should answer before giving their child their first phone. So check out the entire list here, where we share it. right now. All right, so the first thing to ask yourself is, how independent are your kids? Do your children need to be in touch for safety reasons or social ones? They actually have this really cool app, and of course I don't remember the name of it, but there's this app that one of my work friends used with her daughter when she got her driver's license, and it was so good because she could just like, it's not like just find your phone, it's like your daughter, all of her friends can be on there. You can be like typing messages to each other and like you can just see where your kid is at all times, and
like tracking them, like location.
You're basically tracking their location. You're tracking their location, and you guys can like all message each other in there. This person happened to be someone who was like the cool mom who was like making sure everyone got to where they needed to go and like all that stuff. So like she had all of her daughter's friends on there and could see where they were, and like it was just really cool. She was like obsessed with it, and it kind of made me obsessed. But anyway, have to Google that. The next one is, how responsible are your children? Can they get behind the concept of limits for minutes talked and apps downloaded? Someday we're going to be professionals at saying that because our kids are going to have limits of minutes. Blah. Okay. Next thing. Can they be trusted not to text during class, disturb others with their conversations, and to use the text, photo, and video functions responsibility, and not to embarrass or harass others?
Or themselves.
Or themselves. Yes, good point. Good point.
Or their parents.
Oh, God. You know, one of these days, I just know Annabelle's going to post a video of, like, my nostrils. It's going to be great.
I know. Hayden will, like, post, like, my 5 million chins and be like, isn't my mother so pretty?
She's so
And she'll be like,
pretty. You can leave that in. It's fine.
Just keep reading.
Do they really need a smartphone that is also their music device, a portable movie, a game player, and a portal to the internet? I feel like that's a really dumb question because obviously, yes. The answer is yes, Jessica.
You think yes? Why is yes? They don't need all that.
Because when I was that age, I wanted to do...
Yeah, I get you want it, but like they don't need it. Are you... Oh, hey, you know what you're doing? You're trying to make her happy. You're trying to make her happy and not safe.
What I'm trying to do is...
What you're trying to do
make sure that my daughter... I want her to be fully educated before any of this becomes a possibility. So,
yeah.
What age is this guy saying? Oh, yeah. He's saying by 14. So, realistically...
Okay. So, it's a little different. Okay. So, I was still picturing like a 9 or 10-year-old. I'm like, I don't know about that.
So, realistically, we need to get to them by 9 and start coaching and educating about all the things that phones can do. And then, by the time that they're 14... Yeah, they can have their music on their phone.
Okay.
Game player. I mean, I don't want Annabelle.
I don't care so much about like music. I guess I'm just like thinking about like all. I guess like my mind went to
internet. Yeah,
like the portal to the internet. But I'm also just thinking like, why do they need this one device that's like their sole form of entertainment? You know what I mean? Like, why does it need to like? That's literally just gonna make them more addicted to it. So like. I guess that's where my mind went. It's like you have the radio, you have like other ways to listen to music. Like get off your fucking phone. You see where I'm? Are you not smelling when I'm stepping in?
This is great. This is great.
Is it not good?
No, it's good. It's good.
Ask me when Hayden's this age how I'm doing with this theory. Because I guarantee you he has a cell phone with everything.
This question. Okay, Jessica, as a human adult, human adult, do you need your phone to have your music, your games, which neither one of us fucking play games on our phone, or a portal to your internet? Do you need your phone?
Because I'm an adult.
Right.
But 14-year-old Jessica who's playing with Barbies doesn't fucking need it. Yes, I was playing with Barbies at like 13, but it wasn't at 14 anymore. Not that people knew about. People know now because I'm telling you. 14, I was ending it. That was the end.
So good. Oh my gosh.
But my point is,
you are going to have so much fun.
14-year-old Jessica did not need all of that. She didn't need all of that.
Right. No, I guess you're right. I agree.
Like, go out on the trampoline. Go out in the woods. Go out and do something. Go on your bike. Go fucking climb a tree.
I love climbing trees.
Me too.
Oh my God, this is so good.
I'm
You're
just
going to have
saying.
so much fun editing this episode. It's going to be great.
Just gonna fucking leave it all in. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go rogue. We're busy. Just leave it all in.
Okay. Oh shit. Speaking of, okay, let's move on. The next one says, do they need something that gives their location information to their friends and maybe some strangers too, as some of the new apps allow? I mean, no.
No.
Once they get their driver's license, for sure they need to be able to share their location with their parents though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm air tagging the shit out of Hayden's car. Like, I'm gonna know.
Yeah, it's legal till they're 18, so they're for sure getting
No,
AirTags.
it's legal for life. He came out of my body. I grew him.
I would like that.
He's indebted to me forever.
Law,
so I am going to know where this boy is every day of his life.
To the law as well. Parents are always allowed to have air tags on their kids' cars, their clothes, their diaper bags, because they'll have those when they're 18 too. Fuck it. I didn't buy the monogrammed bag with the intention of throwing it away anytime soon. So, all right. Anyway, next one. And do you want to add all the expense of new data plans? Try keeping your temper when they announce that their new smartphone got dropped in the toilet. I do that as an adult.
Yeah. Especially when I used to like carry it in my back pocket and you take your pants down, go to the bathroom, you hear boop, and you're like,
One time my phone jumped into the toilet by itself.
Oh, it jumped.
It did. It was on. Yeah. I mean, it's happened. It's happened. And I was an adult when that happened. So, okay. So then we have to decide what boundaries do we want to set, because this is just what's in the article. But in the article, an example of a boundary that Bill Gates said is, we often set a time after which there's no screen time. And in their case, that helps them get to sleep at a reasonable hour. Gates added that his children are not allowed to have cell phones at the table, but are allowed to use them for homework or studying. You know, I feel like that's reasonable.
Why would you need it for homework or studying?
Because we don't use Britannica encyclopedias anymore. We use
But you have a computer.
I do most of my
I didn't
work.
picture me being like way more conservative about this than you are.
I am so like, I work on my couch. Like, I work on my couch. A lot of the times I get my most productive work done on my phone.
I get it. I do too. But again, we're adults. Like, what are they doing that they need their phone in addition to their computer to do their homework?
I mean, I
want to talk to the teachers if that's a thing.
10 years from now, when this is an actual thing for you, I feel like you might. We'll
revisit this. We'll revisit this.
Because we have this podcast and we do a lot of like side research on things, we know that we're going to start young by coaching our kids. And also we're not parenting in a new age of cell phones like our parents did. Like,
right.
We're going to have a head start.
Like, because we know what.
Right. We know what to expect. We are completely just like seeing everything that's going on in the world right now. So like, yeah, I'm sure in a few years things are going to be different. There's going to be new challenges, yada, yada. But we're still going to be able to at least give them the baseline of like, listen, there are crazy people out there. You need to protect yourself. And we're going to be able to, you know, help also with like the whole bullying situation. And
oh my God,
you know, we're going to be able to get them prepared at a younger age for things.
That's just like a trigger for me. Like the thought of anybody bullying Hayden, I will cut a bitch. I'm sorry, but no, sorry.
Yeah. So hopefully this episode doesn't sound like we're a couple of raging lunatics.
Oh, it absolutely does.
It's going to be a 20-minute episode. This is going to be a 20-minute episode because A, it's a short episode. B, she's going to have to take out our rage. And
I think I might leave it. Let's just add some spice this week. Fuck it.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to trust you with this. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I say that, but then, like, if you listen to it, it's all sunshine and rainbows. It's like, oh, she cut the spice.
You're going to be like, I chopped this, I chopped this, I chopped this. All right. Well, reminder You get 20% off services at Ageless Medical Aesthetics in Westbrook, Maine with the code MAMAS2024 and a free first swim class at Goldfish Swim School in Portland, Maine with the same code MAMAS2024. You'll just need to call them to schedule your child's first visit.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. It's probably going to be a rewind episode. Mm-hmm. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watch on YouTube. And I would also, when this airs, that's when you should start tuning into our stories on Geriatric Mamas, because we are going to be most likely documenting live our road trip shenanigans. It's a 6-day journey. We're stopping in Charlotte and then to Maine. So
maybe we shouldn't even do a rewind episode. We should just tell everybody, like, again on Facebook and on Instagram, that we're traveling and to watch our stories. And that's what we'll do.
Tune into our stories because it's going to be a lot of fuckery. So enjoy.
For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at geriatric_mamas, TikTok at geriatric_mamas, YouTube at geriatric mamas, Twitter at geriatric mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas.
If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story.
Yes.
I have this like sexy rasp thing going on.
I know.
At least it sounds sexy in my head. Yes, it's like
cold.
Been lingering, and then he graciously shared it with the entire family at his birthday party last weekend. So now the whole family has Hayden's cold. So.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, sharing is caring.
I'm happy for that.
Bye.